I did it, and we didn't.
Just
It
about.
didn't go wrong.
There's still time, Andy. Don't worry.
Yeah, everything can go wrong. I'm not on the comment section. Evening, Chris. It's just
Hello,
Chris
Chris.
at the moment, according
Where
to
is everybody?
where is everyone? Well, there we go.
Well, Chris, this is a show dedicated to you.
Yeah. This one's for Chris. If you are just joining us, just drop a little comment, say hello, so we know who is listening. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to do that. You are joining me and Ash, or Pegasus, or whatever you want to call him, Ash the Smash, Tickle Bunny. It is just us two. Unfortunately, Lance got called away last minute because of his job, and Mike got a last minute emergency that he had to go to attend. But they will hopefully be back next week, and we just hope they have a good evening. I'm sure they're probably listening to us, making sure that we're
hello,
not
James.
making sure that we're not gonna fuck things up.
We definitely won't break anything.
No. So tonight we will be discussing basically what we've learned over the years, and from obviously our friends over at JBG, about CQB, and what little tricks and tips we've picked up from. We'll cover a little bit of history of it, although history's history, and hopefully you can get a little bit of insight from myself and Ash, because we've done quite a few events with them now. We're not saying that we're experts, but we do enjoy a bit of CQB. Obviously, last week they did the recce course, so we're just trying to cover bits that we're learning to just pass over to you, and that's kind of it really for the episode. If you've got any questions, please put a little Q in front of it so myself and Ash can just pick them out of the random comments that are going through. Welcome, James. Welcome, Jiru. Thanks very much for joining us. What's new with you then, Ash? How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a stressful week. There's very few staff and a lot of people on holiday.
Lovely.
So that's always fun. How about you, Andy?
Yeah, same. Well, I'm rebuilding my back garden basically, so yeah, burning myself.
Oh, lovely.
We've got a little bit of sad but good news as well. Kind of all rolled up into one little package for people that haven't seen. Frontline events are looking to shut their doors on the World War II side of their events. I think they're still planning to do the odd Vietnam and some like historical one-offs, but they are going to be concentrating on their post-apocalyptic zone sort of games. If you haven't seen it, just have a quick Facebook search of the zone, and it's run by I think it's frontline events, the zone. It's all a bit Rust sort of, I think, but
Yeah.
we're going to get them on so they can discuss it in a little bit more detail with us. But yeah, pop over, say hello. What else was there? There was
HQ.
Chris, HQ's closing down. It's been on the books for a little while though, hasn't it? We went up there it must have been 2-3 years ago now, and they were saying that it was going to be shutting down at some point.
Yeah, they knew it was on the market, weren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, that's another good site lost to the housing developers. So if you do find any good sites, obviously make them fully aware, support them as you can, because they are slowly dwindling. Eventually, the whole of the UK will just be one massive tarmac. Tarmac, yeah.
Futuristic worlds of just cityscape everywhere.
Yeah. Some good news though. I think we are looking at finally getting some designs up and running for a little merch drop. So if you're after a little bit of merch, we might have that popping up soon. It will be a limited run, so if you do want to support us with that, obviously it helps with the podcast and keeps us chatting to you lovely people all the time, every day of the week if you wanted.
Yes.
So we're going to try a new format for this one. We're going to try it for the next couple of days because we have noticed a bit of a drop. So we're going to try and stick to about an hour for this episode and the following episodes, just to see what people's reactions are and see how it all goes. Morning, Tony. Hope you have a lovely meal. Yeah, so we're going to stick to about an hour just to see how it goes. And obviously, if you do have any feedback for us, that'd be most appreciated. So let's crack on with what is CQB. So, yeah. So the technical term is CQB, or close quarters battles, or you've got CQC, which is close quarters combat. Basically, they are the same thing. Although, according to Wiki, close quarters combat is more to do with melee than it is ranged weapons, according to the Wiki experts. Quick breakdown of history: close quarters combat, or CQB, has been around since the dawn of time. There has always been defensive structures or things in place for attackers to be at a disadvantage in close quarters combat. The spiral staircase is one of them. That's always designed for the right-handed person to be able to attack downwards. So that's one thing. So that tells you how far it's basically gone back in time. And then obviously the main one where they started to do actual training for it was World War One, where regiments were purposely trained to do close quarters combat, and weapons that changed and evolved to counteract or to be able to fight in close quarters areas. So that is the first time that CQB and CQB training was actually adopted by military forces.
Did not know that.
There
That is news to me. I'm learning.
Bob's history. Bob's history is taken from Wiki, so have a little read. It's actually quite interesting, but I thought I'd cut it down. Otherwise, I could be going on for ages. I've forgotten what we were doing. Talking
about close quarters battles.
Yes. So what sort of... I've got a question for you. What would you class as a close quarters area?
Any sort of urban environment. Obviously, you can get some wooded areas that are close anyway because the vegetation's thick and stuff like that. If you can't see more than, I don't know, in real world, probably like 100 meters, there's maybe an obstruction or something like that. Then you've got to think it's getting a bit close at that stage. Airsoft, probably
2 meters.
2 meters, 30 to 40 meters, probably something like that. A bit more concentrated then. That's what I'd probably consider close quarters battle for airsoft. And then, yeah, like I say, real world, anything like sub 100 meters, or you definitely got to worry about what's going to pop out somewhere, haven't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. But then, like, even in airsoft, like, although it's not classed as close quarter combat, but it can, like, especially during the summer, at some sites where all the vegetation just blows up and you can't literally see 2-3 feet in front of you.
That's it.
And you're following a little, like, rabbit run or whatever. To me, I'd class that as probably close quarter combat as well.
Oh, definitely.
Because you don't know what's around that next corner, do you? So
no, that's the whole thrill of it, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, if they're within piston distance. Yes. I mean, it depends how much you've drank as well on that one, though, John. I mean, I've I've done some streams that could probably outreach most airsoft weapons.
It's a bit worrying that.
Yeah. The worst is when you've got a really tight belt. Like because I'm quite a round fellow. Like I am like a tube, so I don't really have any childbearing hips to keep up the belt. So I have to have my belt quite tight. But when I stop and I take that belt off for a second,
just all lets loose.
Yeah, I'll just go, oh, I need to go to the toilet.
Yes.
So close quarter, let's just say CQB.
CQB is easier.
CQB is easier. In buildings and warehouses and things like that, what sort of obstacles would you expect to come up against?
Oh, there's obviously warehouses in particular. You got elevation, everything that might be one that people forget about. But there's always a barrier somewhere that could have something behind it in those sort of environments. Going from like cities, wardrobes, pallet of wood. There's all sorts of little things like that, isn't there? There's
yeah.
It's,
I think my
you've
main
got
one.
to be on a fucking. You just have to be completely focused on everything and anything, and then ready
I think
to
my
dial
main
in on
one's
something.
corners.
Yeah.
You don't get sharp corners in woodland. Like you don't have a solid.
No.
You don't have a solid corner of something that you don't know exactly what's behind. Whereas a solid brick wall, is almost impossible to see what's behind it. I think that would be like corners and, like you said, staircases and elevation.
Yeah.
They're
the biggest things.
Yeah,
I think.
And doors.
Doors
are a nightmare,
especially when you're not allowed to kick them.
Yeah. And I think that's something that and I understand, because I am on the other side of it. But if you've got a CQB site, if you're doing certain activities, having a door that you can just kick or just blow up.
I think that's where like scenario events and stuff like that comes into perfect play for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just to something different.
Yeah. But I can understand why owners don't want to do it. Because it is, you've got to think what's like. Yeah. But there's that, like, but also as well, you've got to pay someone or have someone there able to replace that door.
Yes.
And I can vouch that is a nightmare.
You just haven't set the doors up properly.
Oh, I have. At Blackstone, I have. Like, literally, they can just come on and off. I don't even have to cut the doors down anymore.
Perfect.
But yeah, so so if you were going to somewhere that said it's a CQB only area, what's your expectations of that as a site?
Our engagements are like 2-3 meters, especially in airsoft. Unfortunately, I'm too used to going to a place that's CQB and it being pallet wood and some old tents draped down and stuff like that. So that's the first expectation of it when it pops into my head. But there's definitely some sites that have taken it a lot further, and going to the purpose-built sites like the prisons and stuff like that. And then what's been done up at Blackstone is awesome. Then I prefer that sort of thing where it's a bit more immersive, to say the least, I think.
So the one thing that I find is that like places like Blackstone, the jail, Epsom tunnels and things like that, I find them a lot more immersive.
Yeah.
But could also not be as good for training as something that's purpose built with a lot of corners. Do you know what I mean? It's Epsom
I think.
Tunnels is quite hard in itself as a site.
Yep.
And for me personally, oh, thank you, US
Thank
Man
you.
Gaming Zero. Welcome. So yeah, we've literally. It's hard because I enjoy the ply sort of setups sometimes.
Yep.
But I feel that they're more like the kill house scenario, like layouts. I think they're a lot more enjoyable if you're doing it as a training.
Yes, I agree there.
Whereas places like Blackstone and the jail, they're a lot more enjoyable to play.
Yeah, I think with some of the kill houses that some sites put up for the general airsoft game have too many entrances and angles and stuff like that for a fun day. So that's where the training side of it comes into aspects, and it's definitely more enjoyable that way. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah, I think it's hard to get that good mix. Obviously,
Oh.
I'm always going to blow my own trumpet with Blackstone, and I think I've nailed it on the head personally.
Well,
but I think things like places like the jail, they could quite easily do that. He could quite easily.
I think he's done it in some
Not from
areas of the jail,
yeah.
though, hasn't he? So like the is it E wing, the first one, the green buildings? Is that E or is that G? No, that'd be G because it's green. They've got that obviously dark maze section and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
he's done good bits there, and
oh, I'm not
that's
saying
actually
it's a
scary
bad
to go
site.
through.
Yeah.
Oh no, not saying it's bad at all,
No,
but
no.
I think that's where doing that sort of palette sort of kill house style thing has worked well because it does break up what is effectively a lane. A building's a lane.
Yes,
That is
yeah,
there,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
I always find prisons quite hard anyway because they're designed for people to be bottlenecked.
Yes.
Like the whole point of them is if people get out, you can sit off at an area, or you can shut off an area, and that's it. They're done. Like there's nowhere really for them to go. So for airsoft wise, I think it's quite hard.
Oh, definitely.
But they are great fun to play around. I want to play around a castle.
Castle?
Like a proper castle. Like Dover Castle would be sick.
What was that site that was just off the mainland that was like an old sort of barracks type thing?
I didn't know about that.
It played like for like a few games, I think. I can't remember what it's called. I wanted to go there. That's definitely for sure. That looked awesome. But that was like old World War II sort of watch the ships come in and sort of area.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We've digressed.
We always digress. Always. But yes. Right. Sorry.
So I'm gonna let you learn how. We've given Ash.
Oh mate, I have no idea what I'm doing on this thing.
So he's learning.
So many more buttons.
So bear with us.
I can press loads of stuff and it can break things. It's great.
Yeah.
But
even in so,
what Drew has said there is quite like important. It's close range and violence as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Everything's on a split second sort of decision to do something and go through. And for me, aggression is what's aided me the best in those sort of environments and kept me going. And there's definitely people that will see that I've gone into somewhere and then just follow me because they kind of trust that it's going to be either something's going to happen or it's going to be a bit safer. I get that quite a lot, especially at the jail.
But I mean, that's why, like I'm sure everyone's quite aware that me and Ash play quite regularly together at sites, And I think that's something that both of us do really well. I think we're quite aggressive players, and I don't mean aggressive as in effing and blinding at people. I mean aggressive as in if we throw a grenade, we're following it. We're not waiting around.
Yeah, or if you're stuck at a corner and you feel a lull happen, you use that time and you take that space, sort of thing. That sort of aggression,
definitely.
not the shouting in people's faces and getting like physically aggressive or anything like that with
No,
people. But it's that mentality of I've got a purpose and my purpose is to get there. I'm gonna get there no matter what.
Yeah.
And sometimes people can get stuck on those corners because they don't have that key to take advantage of the low points. As Stephen White has just said.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those tricky situations, ain't it? It can be scary, but it's luckily for us, it's airsoft, and 9 times out of 10, if you're close CQB or something like that, you 5-minute walk, you're back in.
Yeah.
At worst, so it's not terrible. Literally get stuck in and keep going and learn from what you've just done and what you've seen. It's the best thing for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I definitely think having that bit of drive does really help in CQB. Like it helps massively. I think. I like we've both seen players that they're scared. They're scared of approaching the corner because they don't know what's around it. And I understand that, but like especially at like Epsom Tunnels that you were down at recently, weren't you?
Yeah, a couple of oh god, it's almost a month ago now, isn't it? With JGB's night vision course.
Like Epsom Tunnels, even when they've got some of the lights on, there are some pitch black areas.
Yeah,
like some
definitely.
pitch black areas. And like Blackstone, when you turn the lights down just a little bit, like that, there's some real dark corners that you can get proper stuck in. So I can understand it is quite scary. But I just think you do you do have to have that aggression.
Yes. Going on to like dark areas and stuff like that, what's your preference on like illumination? Forget night vision and stuff like that. We're not talking about that because that's like,
so do you mean sight illumination or torch illumination?
Torch illumination and stuff like that, because I changed my preference recently and I'll be curious to see what you say.
So I prefer running without a torch.
Yeah.
I won't move with a torch. I'll only really put my torch on if I'm looking in an area and I know that it's clear. The rest of the time I'll just bumble around in pitch darkness. Because you'll be actually surprised how much light bounces off of walls. So the best example is if you're at Blackstone, and I know some people don't know the site that well, or at all, but there's a section where it dog legs round by the jail. If you're standing on the straight staircase, if someone shines their light, you instantly know that they're there, and you can tell that they're like 2 or 3 steps behind the next dog leg because the light's different. And then when someone crosses in front of the light and things like that, I just think it's a lot. You have a lot more advantage if you don't use night vision. Not night vision, torch.
Yeah. See, I've recently gone down a different route. I've got 2 torches on my rifle. I've got a bright, throw some like distance sort of torch, and I've got a really dim torch. So if I'm going through a dark building and I need to scan it quickly, I'd probably put a dim torch on, just because it reduces some of, like we say, light bouncing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be on for long, but it can give me enough information of what's going on and what's around. And then the more powerful torch is mainly for like it's more of like urban areas that's outdoors and indoors, so I can punch through a window with that. So I
Right.
can be
Yeah.
outside in the daylight and there's a dark window. I can throw light into there. That's what that's mainly for.
Hmm.
Instead of relying on a bright torch at all times. Mainly because I found myself, especially at Blackstone, when I wanted to use a torch, the kickback of some of the walls is quite insane.
Yeah.
Like with a bright torch.
So one thing that I've been tempted to do is because I'm the same as you, I run a super powerful torch, and then I've just got my torch on my pet box.
Mm.
And the one thing that I've been really tempted to do is just get a bit of the Mrs. Red nail varnish
Mm-hmm.
and put it on the pet box.
Yep.
So it'll illuminate a room, and then keep my big strong torch that has like the strobe effects and stuff on it. I really want to try that, but then also as well, I don't want to paint
No, exactly.
paint my nice expensive pet box. But I feel like that could work, and it has been something that I've been thinking on, especially on the Rattler, which I use mainly for CQB.
Mm.
Just having that option of either having ridiculously bright light, so the enemy don't have any retinas anymore, or if I'm looking around, I can literally just throw that little red light on, just to give the room a little bit of ambiance, so you
Okay,
can
yeah.
pick out.
Yeah, get like I said, it's just getting that little bit more extra information about what's going on in that room, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But you mentioned you use your Rattler for CQB mainly, and obviously that's quite a short rifle.
Yes.
You're going to be a bit biased, but what do you think's the ideal length rifle?
So for me, although I use the Rattler for CQB, I actually enjoy using the Mark 18.
So about 10-inch, 11-inch
Yeah.
rail.
Because I literally because I think the Rattler's 8 inch.
Mm.
I think my Mark 18's 10, but then I've got the suppressor on the front, so it's probably going to be about 13
Yeah.
inches. But I find that I can collapse the Mark 18 better, but still keep it more pointed in a direction. So
Is
when I
that
bring it
because you've got
up,
more in front of you that you can still
yeah.
see?
Whereas with the Rattler, you don't really need to collapse it that much. You just need to just obviously make sure that you're not pointing it at the back of someone's head, normally yours.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I prefer using the Mark 18, but obviously I've made that DMR, so I can't use that for CQB. So I have kind of gone towards the Rattler. But then there's loads of people out there, and I'm sure many of the listeners and the people that are watching us live, many of them will either have an MP7
Mm-hmm.
that they'll go, right, well, I'm going to the jail, so I'm taking the MP7, or the MP5, because they are smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, personally, and this is something that I picked up off of like Charlie said about doing it, and I think Alex did as well. Yeah, I think both of them shouted at me about it. Was practice with the long weapon first, because if you can get round a corner quickly and efficiently with your long rifle, when you move over to your little diddy's short one or whatever you might be using, the muscle memory is still going to be there, but you'll be a lot quicker because it's smaller, so you're not having to move it out the way and things. So that's something that I've picked up, and that's from JBG, like,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, that's the sort of little things that they do pick out on and say, like, give you tips on.
Yeah,
Stuff like that
definitely.
on their courses. That's especially when you are focused in like quite a tight area that they've been with you in.
Yeah.
But so obviously, you know, I'd run a 416, so it's 10-inch
Mm-hmm.
416. But I am tempted to build a 13-inch rifle and start playing CQB with that, just for, again, if I can do it with that, I can do it with anything.
Yeah.
Sort of mentality. And then most airsoft sites got quite a bit of outdoor area as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it might help me in that regards and getting a longer distance as well. So that's just playing on my mind
Yeah.
to build one of them.
I'll take your 416 off your hands then. So.
That's not going anywhere. There is a long list of can I have that gun if you go in the ground.
Yeah, I've got to admit that, like, if like, touch wood, it doesn't happen, but if that ever happened, there'll be a riot outside your house. You know that, don't you? Like...
Probably. It's like, did he get buried with it? No. Where is it? But yeah.
So, Bang Bang Betty, we will answer that question.
Yes.
So they've put, are you sponsored by JBG? You talk about them all the time. So no, we're not sponsored by them. I work quite closely with them because I work up at Blackstone CQB, and they are friends of the show. We'll go to their events. They'll come to our events. We'll like at Shift Your Riffs. We were all together. Ash is one of the escorts for them.
Yes, the support staff.
Yeah, so he does help them a lot, and I help them a lot. And they're just friends of the show. So we do like to promote them. Obviously, you'll hear me like mention Rift Airsoft a lot, because like I work for them. So naturally, we're always going to be biased towards certain people. You'll hear us mention James from Defiant a lot because we like winding him up. And we go to their events as well. So we do have friends of the show that we will always mention. But if there are other companies out there, obviously we are more than welcome to have them on the show and things like that. We don't try to be biased, but obviously you do build up friendships with people that listen to the show regularly. That's kind of it, really.
But yeah. Speaking of that, if you are in the area, obviously this weekend there is a open day at Blackstone, isn't there?
Oh,
which will have quite a few companies. JGB is going to be there, Viper's going to be there, and all sorts. So that if you want to talk to the guys and meet them,
open day.
Me and Andy are going to be there.
We'll be there doing interviews. There's going to be Viper, Chris from Vortex Optics. I think he's going to be bringing some stuff down as well. Patrol Base, White Sphere Tactical, Enola Gay, someone else that I can never remember the name. And I think he's got a couple of other people lined up. It's going to be a really good day. There's going to be food and drink served. The pub at Blackstone is actually going to be a pub. How cool is that?
Does it need a license?
You can buy day licenses.
Ah, perfect. Sorted. No worries there.
Yeah. Hazel will be selling baked goods in the bakery. I'm hoping that they're going to put like Viper or Patrol Base in the supermarket, because I think that would be cool. JBG will be there to hopefully they'll be doing some courses. The shooting range is going to be open all day as well, so you can come down and have a little shoot at that. But mainly me and Ash will be there, which
that's the main reason to come
that's
down.
just the selling point in itself, I think. So there's that. That's happening.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It's gonna be a good weekend. Or
yes, yeah,
good weekend. It's gonna be a good Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good Saturday. So that opens at 9 o'clock. There is a post up on our socials. I'll put one up on our Instagram. If you didn't quite catch that, drop us a message, and we'll forward the flyer on to you. So that's that. That's fine. We are on top of our messages now, I think. I personally am looking after the Instagram messages. So if you send us a message and you don't hear from them, from now on, you can literally direct your attack at me.
See, I also am keeping an eye on the Instagram messages as well.
Yeah, because I need an adult.
He needs an adult. Sadly, I'm not the adultiest adult, so
no.
But yes, it so you either get me, Andy, the main ones that probably reply to you on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, and then Facebook will be Lance, Mike, and possibly me. And you're on Facebook. It could be any of us on Facebook.
It could be any of us on Facebook.
On Facebook, it could be any of us. But yeah. Is there going to be a Rift Doctor there? I need help fixing my foul. Is it electric or gas? Drop me a message.
I hope it's a VFC gas one.
Yeah. Because we can fix that. We can put it in the bin.
What are you talking about? VFC, it's beautiful rifle VFC
Yeah.
foul.
Electric.
All right, it can go in the bin now.
That's it can go in the bin. I'll find out. Drew, drop us a message and I'll find out and I'll let you know because I've got a phone call tomorrow.
Yeah.
So just bringing it back on track a little bit. Obviously we've done a few sessions with JBG now. We've also played quite regularly at a lot of CQB sites and a lot of sites that have an area of CQB. What's the one? What if you've got a couple? What sort of tip would you pass over to a player looking at starting to look into getting into CQB, or something that they might actually be able to do at a milsim?
So first thing is try and find a decent lower face protection that you're comfortable with and don't mind wearing, because I went through a phase for a very long time. It was always around my neck and it was never on my face, mainly because I didn't enjoy wearing it. And I've got scars for that.
Yeah.
Luckily, just scars.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing, I think. If you're looking to get into CQB, try and find some lower face that you're comfortable with. There's loads of options out there. I currently run, what are they called? NB Tactical.
Oh yeah.
So basically, it is just a wire mesh and then a bally over the front to hold it in place. But it's got padding around the nose and stuff like that. It's nice and comfortable, and I've been able to wear that for longer periods than I could do with like a snud and stuff like that, because I always found I pulled them down quite easily.
Yeah, someone's made I can't remember who it was, I'll have to find them, but someone's, so you know the mesh, the tactical mesh ones that you've got, someone's made a padded clip that basically you wear it like
and you put it
like,
on the head.
and you just literally just put it there and it just has it just off your face a little bit.
Yeah,
that looks really cool. I've seen them popping up quite a bit.
That'd be interesting.
I think my one would be sling. Get yourself a decent sling.
So you don't need a sling, though, do you?
No. I am 100%. If you're doing CQB, have a sling.
That's on the premise you're going to be pulling a pistol often.
Not that often, because the one thing that I find is it, like, especially with CQB where you've got open doors or things like that, or if you're setting a charge, you don't want to be placing your weapon down to one side.
You're thinking a lot of times milsim sort of side of things like there. I think like general CQB, it's not necessary for a sling, because most people getting into it will probably just be running around with their main rifle and that's about it. But yeah, it's a decent sling is a good aid, 100%. But it's a good aid in every environment.
If you're doing but also having it so it pulls in. So one thing that I never did was I always used to just have the sling flapping around. Like I was like, right, well, I'll drop my weapon and that's it. I can just pick it up and I know it's there. After doing a couple of courses and playing at Blackstone a lot, having the ability to cinch that weapon in tight to your body, massive game changer for me. Massive. And just being able to have it tight there for whatever I'm doing. If I bend over, obviously it's going to swing out a little bit. But if I've got it nice and tight, it's not going to flap around like a wet willy.
No, you don't want it moving around too much.
No.
Especially
So that,
when you're going through doorways and stuff, so you don't knock anything.
So yeah, and I understand some people like the single points and things like that, but I would highly recommend trying the 2-point adjustable slings. That are really popular now. I think most companies do their own version of one now.
Annoyingly, I'm gonna have to buy another one soon.
Yes, with our t-shirt.
Yeah, I have looked at the t-shirt. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna sell out before I buy something though.
No, because it's the European EU members are getting a separate order.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I did not see that bit. Interesting.
So it would be available for EU members of the testing team separately.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah. So hopefully it will fall in line with the new sling. And you can just go
cryptic.
Click, click.
Fingers crossed. My main thing about that sling is the padding. I'm more interested about the padding than I am about anything else about that sling. Because if it's really comfortable, then I'd want them to do it in the shoulder pads as well.
Yes. And I got the lovely Mission Tailors. So I'm going to tell everyone now, if you have a drop leg, do not take off the secure band. It makes life so difficult. I gave my drop leg leg band to Mission Tailors to do some funky stuff with, and I've run a couple of games without it now, and that is the most hideous thing I've ever had in my life. It was slapping around. I ended up getting bruises. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Right. Bring it back onto the topic.
Yeah.
I have some questions for you.
Yes.
Corner fed room. How do you deal with it?
Corner fed room.
By corner fed, by the way, guys, if you don't know what, it's basically the door is right in front of you and there's a long wall on the door opening and it's all off to one side, basically, the room.
Yeah. With the corridor. So the corridor and then it just goes in.
Yeah, so so you've got a long corridor, there's a room that you go into, it's at the end of the corridor and it's a corner fed.
So from my years of experience, and unfortunately naming them again, JBG training, I would. Now I'm gonna say it and you can explain it. How does that work? So I would.
Where's the whiteboard?
I would roll one, blow one.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because then you can see into the room. But then let's go on to terms of you going into that room. What would you do then?
For me, so if I've gone over and I've pied pieing the door is Ash. Go.
Pieing the door is basically eliminating as much of the area as possible without entering the room. So you've got your TV remote, that's your side of the door. You're this side, and you're coming round and slowly coming further and further, and you're just cutting off as much of the room as possible before entering it. So you don't expose yourself going through it, and you're not stuck inside the fatal funnel where you're going to get hit. And once you've done that, you've seen a lot more of the room, and you can assess what you're going to do. That's what pieing is all about.
So say I was the one that did the pie maneuver. So picture a doorway in front of you. I'm now on your left hand side of the door, and say Ash is on the right hand side of the door. Because I'm the one that has pied the doorway, I've been able to see more of the room. So I would assess the threat, and it would be me that goes in first. And I would step in and take that corner that I haven't been able to see, because I know that, and because I know as soon as I go through, Ash will come in and follow me as well. That would be the way that I would do it.
Fair enough.
And I'm sure Charlie and Alex might listen to this back and be screaming at me.
See,
but in real life,
feds,
yeah, but in real life, you'd throw a grenade in there.
Oh, you do it in Airsoft as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
But for me, and it's not something that I think gets taught much yet, mainly because there's not very many areas that actually have corner fed rooms.
No.
But a classic one is running the rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because, let's face it, you've come up to that doorway, you've seen that there's a wall there, so there's nothing that's going to be that side and straight down, is there?
No.
You can get enough of an angle to see straight down that wall, so you know there's nothing at the end of that wall. So your only threat's going to be on the far side. And basically, you first man would go in, and he'd go along that wall, but he's got his rifle pointed towards the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And the second man's following straight in and goes into that corner. So you've got one forward and one corner, but they're all pointing in the same direction basically at the same time. And I think that's the fastest way to explore that room and get into it. Otherwise, you then crisscross. You've got one person coming in, and another person's still got to go. So it's a little bit quicker with Run the Rabbit, and something I want to try more often if we find corner fed rooms.
I'll build some.
Cool, sweet, sorted for this weekend, yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of corner fed rooms up there.
Is there? Have you done stuff that I don't know about?
Yeah, there's been a few changes.
Oh, so I'm going to run into walls. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about a centre fed room?
Same tactic.
So you're going for that sort of crisscross. You're going left. I'm going right. Get those corners.
Yeah, because I mean, the first person always through the door is going to be the one that's engaging any targets anyway. 90%
potentially, unless they're behind him.
Yeah, but then it all depends on what's it all depends on what's in the room as well. Like if there's if you've done your pie and there's like a sofa and a TV and like another half wall in that room. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna dictate what you're meant to be doing. Yeah. There's also the added fact of what's your objective of going into that room, because sometimes if you're, say for example, if you're going in and you are looking for a hostage or you're looking for a HVT, the last thing that you're going to be doing is going in and whacking everything that's moving, or throwing a grenade in there. Like no, I'm sure if James or any event organizer would set up a massive HVT exfil plan and you go straight into the building, just load off a load of home wreckers, you're going to be like, James ain't going to be overly happy with you, are you? So,
no.
But it does all depend on what your objective is for that. If it's just clearing the building, then yeah, like literally just go in, make sure that there's nothing in there of vital intelligence, and then
moving out again. See, the other option you got there is button hooking. Do you remember button hooking?
Yeah.
Do you want to try and explain it?
I can't remember button hooking.
So basically, button hooking is, so you've done your pie and you're on both sides of the door. Instead of going across, you're like coming in and you're doing a J hook and you're going back into that room, and he's doing that one. Yeah. And so you're going in and you're going that way. That's the other option for a centre fed. Obviously, depending on any obstructions and stuff like that that's in there.
Yeah. See, I think I forget button hooking is because I don't
do it.
I don't do it that often.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't particularly make sense.
It doesn't feel as natural, does it? Sometimes.
No.
But then that's when the SOP, so it's the operating procedures of the people you're with, comes into effect with all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what you guys are used to. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
Do you think PID is an issue in CQB for Airsoft?
For Airsoft, yes.
Is it
especially in milsim? I find like a milsim, people were going in expecting to be able to just shoot it. But then again, in skirmishing, they just like you just run in and just start shooting each other anyway. So
yeah, I think there's one thing that I personally try and avoid. It is getting that reaction to seeing what I'm seeing and then deciding whether to shoot it or not shoot it. And but if people don't understand, when I say PID, I mean like observing what you're looking at and deciding whether that's going to be a threat or not a threat, like a friendly or foe. But yeah, I think, and there's a lot of sites that do a lot of effort in terms of identifying the enemy team. You've got different coloured armbands, you've got reflective armbands, and even some sites like make you wear different camo altogether. But it's still a big issue sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're in the dark, you're in the dark.
But that's where the torch comes into play if you use it properly.
Yeah. But then it's calling out players and stuff as well, isn't it? It's playing your thing. I'm just gonna just answer Bang Bang Betty quickly. I'm not sure when Lance is on again. Hopefully he'll be back on with us next week. Apologies that me and Ash were not good enough for you. So we do try.
Boring.
This is the first time as well, by the way, that me and Ash have been left on our own, and we both said that we were going to try and like be sound intelligent. So I apologize for that. This is normally a very intellectual conversation that me and Ash have ever had, I'm going to say. So but apologies, we did not satisfy you. Bang Bang Betty.
That's a shame. Come back next week.
Yeah, come back next week. We'll make sure that Lance is on if work doesn't scream over again.
Yes.
Have
you got any questions about CQB? Or has any listeners got any questions?
Yeah, I don't know if I know a few of the people that have listened have attended a couple of the JBG events, so should have a few things. But for me, what's your take on helmet torches?
So there's two approaches to that. My personal approach is I've got one that's on a flexible. In fact, it's a helmet. I can take the helmet off the wall and show you the helmet.
That you can.
Because... So
my helmet downstairs.
This is my torch that I use, and this is mainly for gathering intel more than anything else. It's got red and white light. It's got IR light as well. If I was wearing nods, just to give myself something extra.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So who made that one?
That's actually Wasden, but it's a clone of the Sidewinder by Streamlight, I think it is.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't realise Watson did a clone of that.
No, and it's quite an accurate drone as well. So it does all the different sort of green, red, blue light, white light, different brightnesses. It has strobe on it as well for the IR.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's an all-round decent sort of torch and does quite a few things. But like I say, that's mainly for looking at something, gathering intel. In terms of illuminating a room, what you can do is a standard weapon light, mount it pointing upwards,
That's what
and
I run.
that will give you a umbrella effect, especially indoors. You'd hit the ceiling and it'll light up the whole room, so you don't have to worry about having to look directly at something to see it. You've got the whole room, and no matter where you're looking, it's perfect for if you're in a group of people, because that way one person does that. You're not blinding anybody or anything like that.
So I had mine on a cantilever, so it was like a clicky cantilever, so I could literally have it pointing forward, or I could like literally put it up in the air. Unfortunately, the cantilever got shot and broke.
That's a shame.
So it was not, and I've been trying to find like someone that does a metal sort of one for that, but at the moment I don't run a torch on my helmet. Do you use it? Do you use it?
Mil sims, I normally use it, but it's not often that I use it, if I'm honest. Mainly because I don't. As of late, I've not been at events that go that late into the night that I'm having to look for stuff at night, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Most times at night it is a case of being on stag or watching and waiting. But yeah, it gets some use, not as much as I hoped it would. But, but yeah.
So no one's really had any questions or anything, and it's getting up to the hour time. So if you do have any other questions or anything at all for us, you can always get in contact with us on our personal email, personal Instagrams. Mine is at _quartermaster. Ash's is it's got it written there, onelegion.uk_Pegasus. As I said, we're both on Facebook and Instagram, so if you want to get in contact with us via that as well, our Instagram, or you can contact us on our email address, which is at November _Foxtrot NoFo.
You get confused then.
Yeah, because I'm reading one and it's going through. And obviously it's been a while since I've done this. So it's our email address is nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is at November _Foxtrot_NoFo. And our website is www.novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. Or I do know that the Lance is still going. I think Mike is literally paying for that out of his own pocket. So just to keep.
Oh, where have you gone? Where's Andy gone? What happened?
I hit the button on the side of my mouse and it just went back to the same page. So apologies for that. It was going so well.
We had to break something.
Yeah, we had to break something. So it's been a while. I think you should have the closing words.
Don't be afraid of the unknown, because that is what slows you down more.
Nice. And what in outro would you like to do?
I could say one just to annoy you because it doesn't work too well, but I'm going to say three.
Three?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, once again, thanks very much for joining us, everyone. Please let us know if you prefer the hour-long episode or if you want us to go back to the longer episodes, or if you don't care. Either way, it's been interesting with just me and Ash. Hopefully, we'll have everyone back on next week, and say goodbye, guys. or Guy or Ash. Say goodbye, Ash.
Goodbye, Ash.
Bye, Ash. Stay NoFo. Ciao, Bella. All of that. Stay tuned.
Stay NoFo.
Stay NoFo.